Turning failures into opportunities, the art of the comeback. Welcome to Influence and Growth Mastery, the podcast that empowers entrepreneurs to turn obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into comebacks. I'm your host, Tonya Gossage, and today we're going to talk about transforming your failures into valuable opportunities for growth. So if you've ever faced a challenge that seems insurmountable, I know that I have, this episode is for you. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, let's talk about first refining failure in business. Failure is a word that sends shiver down my spine and probably of any entrepreneur or any human being for that matter. But what if we could redefine failure? What if, instead of seeing it as a dead end, we saw failure as a detour, a necessary step on the path to our success? Wouldn't that be wonderful? Let me just start by saying, I don't like to look at failure as failure. I really don't. I always look at failure as an opportunity to prove myself. It's an opportunity to grow. I look at things as experiments, and I believe that I've told you that before. So it's all about taking what looks like failed and picking it apart to determine what went wrong, what went right, what can we change, what can we alter, and move forward. And so those are kind of the things that I want to talk about today. So that so-called thing, failure, could be the best thing that has ever happened to you. It's some of the best things that has ever happened to me because it's forced me to have to learn, to pivot, and ultimately it's helped me build a much stronger business. And I apologize to you guys. I am struggling to talk to keep from coughing. I have caught some type of crud. My father has just passed away. We buried him this week and we worked a little bit in the yard. Funeral was outside and goodness, I am just struggling to breathe. But anyway, failures are not final. They are, in fact, some of our most valuable teachers that we're ever going to have, especially in the world of entrepreneurship. It's the ability to reframe failure, again, as a learning opportunity, which I believe is crucial. It's not about falling down. It's about how quickly you yourself get up and get back up on your feet, get things back up and running the way that they should. If you're ready to learn how to turn your failures into opportunities, I invite you to download my free ebook called From Setback to Comeback, Cultivating Resilience in Business. It's packed with actionable strategies, real life examples, and insights to help you bounce back stronger. The link is going to be in the show notes or on my Substack website. You can grab your copy now. If the link is broken for some unknown reason, I've had some people tell me that they've not been able to access it. Just put a comment and I will make sure that you get a workable link. I'm not sure what's going on with that. Some have gotten it, some have not. But let's talk about examples of turning your failures into opportunities. Let's talk about some stories of entrepreneurs who have actually turned failures into their biggest opportunities. For example, like Sarah Blakely. She's the founder of Spandex, and before she launched her company, she was faced with multiple rejections from potential manufacturers. I've had the opportunity to see Sarah in person, and I've had the opportunity to listen to her on Masterclass. And I have loved, if you guys don't have Masterclass, get that. It is so phenomenal. But she was told no over and over and over again. But instead of giving up, she used every single rejection as a learning experience. And she kept refining her pitch, understanding, excuse me, what went wrong in every one of those pitches. And eventually, she found a manufacturer who was willing to take a chance on her. And today, as you know, Spandex is $1 billion company, and Sarah is one of the most successful self-made women in the world. I have a high respect for Sarah Blakely. Also, consider Steve Jobs. After being ousted from Apple, the very company that he co-founded, he was kicked out of. He could have called it quits, but he didn't. He founded Next and took over Pixar, turning both into enormous successes. When he returned to Apple years later, he brought with him a wealth of experience and renewed vision, leading that company to unprecedented heights. And you guys know what Apple is today. I couldn't live without this thing right now. There may come a time here before too long that we may have to. I'm not getting into that. But these stories illustrate a powerful truth. Failures, they do not define you. They do not define you. They refine you. They shape your journey, making you more resilient, more adaptable, and ultimately more successful. I know that it has done that for me. I have had conversations with many people who I could go into many stories and talk about how they thought things were failing. And they tried and tested other things that brought them out on the other side. Let's talk about some strategies for turning your failures into opportunities. Reframe your mindset. I have told you countless times, this thing up here, your mindset is everything. Instead of asking yourself, why is this happening to me? Ask yourself, what can I learn from this? I know as my dad has struggled these past 7 years, these last few months, he has said over and over and over, why me? Why me? Why am I the one this is happening to? And I would say, Dad, you are not the only one this is happening to. It's not just you going through this. Many people are going through this. We're going through this with you. What can we learn from this? The simple shift in your perspective can help you see failures as valuable lessons rather than setbacks. And there are so many lessons as we've gone through this 7-year journey of sickness with my dad, and especially the last year and a half, as I have spent every other week in my dad's town, 2 hours away from my home, working with him, and had to make shifts in my business as I have caregived for him. There are so many lessons that I've learned, so many lessons that have ended up being some of the greatest opportunities, not setbacks. And one day I'll talk about those. Right now I can't talk about all those, but one day I'm going to talk about those. Analyze the root cause. Don't just accept failure as the face value, as its face value. Dive deep into that thing. What went wrong? Was it because you didn't do enough market research? Was your product flawed? You didn't offer enough? Maybe you offered too much. Pricing was off. It was poor timing. Identify the root causes of that thing. And when you do, you can avoid making the same mistakes in the future. Again, look at it as an experiment. I have gone into my business looking at things not as failures, but as experiments, and tweaked and changed those things. to make each thing better. One of the other things that I've done is pivot quickly and decisively. When you realize something isn't working, don't be afraid to pivot. Don't think about what other people think. Don't think about what other people are going to say. It could be changing your product up a little bit. It could be changing who you target. It could be adjusting your marketing. It could be a different strategy that you need. The key is to act quickly and be confident when you do it. I'm a part of an affiliate marketing group that is huge and it is growing rapidly. And they came out not long ago with this with these new products with new pricing, and all of a sudden they have decided that it's too many. It's just too many for people to keep up with. It's too complicated. So now they've come back and they've announced that they're tweaking that and they're refining it to fewer products and combining some of that and combining the pricing. It's not been a big deal. Everybody is like, we're all for it. We're behind you. We're excited about this. And look at who's just popped their head up out of my chair. This is my coworker, Benji. Benji sits in my chair. He has struggled the past few weeks as my dad has passed. He's not dealing with it very well. He's very clingy. Benji, sit down, baby. Okay, seek feedback from others. As who I am, I have to bounce things off of other people. Sometimes I have to know that I know that I know that I know that I'm making the right decision. And before I actually launch, I have to bounce that idea off of someone else because they may have things to add to it. I want to make sure that it's clear. I want to make sure that it's concise and that my audience will understand. So don't go about things alone. Reach out to your mentors, reach out to your peers, reach out to your coaches, or even your customers to gather feedback. Use their insights to improve your approach and to make better decisions going forward. You do not have to do everything alone. No one says just because you are an entrepreneur or you are a solopreneur that you have to do it all alone. You do not. Many, many, many times I have gone to my peers, to my mentors, and I have bounced things off of others. And I have to tell you, it has made me stronger. It has given me more confidence when they've said, you're doing the right thing. You're making the right decision. It also builds confidence through failure, building confidence through failure. Remember, every failure has the potential to be a stepping stone to something greater. The key is to build your confidence through each experience, through each experiment. Recognize that failure is not an indicator of your worth. It's not. It's not an indicator of your potential. It's simply a part of the process that one must go through. So each time that you face a setback, ask yourself, how can I use this experience to become a better entrepreneur? That mindset alone can transform how you approach challenges, making you more resilient, innovative, and ready to seize new opportunities. So next time you encounter a failure, remember it is not the end of the road. It's just the beginning of a new path, and one that might lead you to greater success. And I believe that it will. I want to thank you for tuning into this episode, Influence and Growth Mastery. I hope that you found today's discussion on turning failures into opportunities inspiring and empowering. Don't forget to download the free ebook, From Setback to Comeback, Cultivating Resilience in Business for more strategies and insights. And remember, if you're not already a member of our Influence and Growth Mastery Facebook group where we connect, share, grow as a community, please do that. Hit the subscribe button and like this episode. Until next time, keep learning, keep adapting, and stay resilient. Bye.